Në programin të Faleminderit që jeni sonte këtu për të pritet ofruar nga Presidenti i Republikës Shqiperisë zoti Bujar Nishani. Së shpejti, me njëherë do të fillojmë me bindet kombëtare të Republikës së Shqipërisë dhe Shtetit Bashkuar të Amerikës, të ekstrakt kombëtare të interpretuar.
Good evening, everybody. Dashur bashkëdhetar, të dashur vëllezër dhe motra, ladies and gentlemen. Ju falenderoj përzemërsisht për pranimin tuaj në këtë takim dhe për mundësinë për të biseduar për çështje me interes të përbashkët si vëllezër dhe motra të një gjatë. Meetings with the Albanian diaspora in the United States are always the most impressive moments of my agenda in the largest country of democracy and freedom in the world. I feel it as an obligation to repeat vigorously and with humbleness my gratitude, the gratitude of the Albanian state, and the gratitude of the entire Albanian society for the historical role of the Albanian diaspora of America in support of the Albanian national issue, the independence of Albania, independence of Kosovo, the rights of Albanians in Macedonia, in Preševa Valley, in Montenegro and elsewhere, for your precious contribution over the years to preserve the best Albanian virtues, culture, and traditions, as well as for creating the true image and enhancement of the respect for Albania, Kosovo, and Albanian wherever they live. Gjatë periudhës izolimit të plot absurd Shqiperisë komuniste, shqiptarët Amerikës ishin i vetmi zë që artikulonte interesat e shqiptarëve në Shtetet e Bashkuara të Amerikës. Ata u kthyen në ambasador të aspiratave tona për liri, demokraci dhe zhvillim, dhe kur nuk u dekurajuan nga sulmi plot vrerë dhe etiketimet mbi baza ideologjike që vinin nga elita komuniste e Tiranës. Me këtë rast, e më shumë se çdo herë, ne duhet të nderojmë të gjithë ata që u përpoqën dhe u sakrifikuan, që vuajtën dhe u persekutuan, sepse kërkuan që kombi tyre të ishte atje ku i takonte dhe ku po shkon, duke u përpjekur njëkohësisht të fitoj kohën e mundur. Në këtë frym, dua të vënë duke kontributin e madh dhe ndihmën e pakursyer që ka dhënë komuniteti shqiptar në Amerikë, gjyshërit dhe baballarët tuaj, zemra e cilëve, pavarësisht largësisë, pavarësisht zymësisë komuniste të vendit anë për disa dekada, nuk pushoi asnjëherë së rrahuri me ritmin e vëllezërve dhe motrave në atë. You have managed to protect with patriotism and love for the homeland the freedoms and the rights of Albanians in their ethnic territories, the right of Kosovo for independence, and you have managed to support democratization of Albania. Thus, you have taken up with your activity a significant place in our history. And you are even the co-authors of this history in the last century. Albania, a NATO member, the independence of Kosovo, and its many recognitions, the candidate status and free movement are among the most important events with epochal dimensions that have occurred over the course of 2 decades and that have left traces in the history of the Albanian nation. The above achievements and other successes have been accomplished through serious work, unwavering commitment, and oftentimes with painful sacrifices which were required by the profound and the overall political and social economic reforms. They are an expression of the deep desire of all Albanians to see Albania become like the rest of Europe. However, our achievements of these dimensions, which are the national strategic objectives, would have been impossible without the support of our partners. The United States have among them a special, even irreplaceable place. Rajoni I Ballkanit Perëndimor, në përpjekjen e tij për të ndërtuar të ardhmen, në vend që të rrëmojë në të shkuarën, po krijon mundësi për një jetë më të mirë për gjithë qytetarët e tij europianë. Shqiptarët në Maqedoni, si një element shtet formues, po bëjnë përpjekje institucionale dhe me mjete demokratike për të zbatuar marrëveshjen e Ohrit. Ata mbështesin proceset demokratike dhe integrimin euroatlantik të Maqedonisë. Shqiptarët në luginën e Preshevës dhe në Malin e Zi, për realizimin e të drejtave të tyre në përputhje me standardet më të përparuara demokratike, me dialog institucional dhe duke mbështetur konsolidimin e demokracisë dhe shtetit ligjor në shtetet ku jetojnë. No doubt, the United States, the diplomatic and military intervention of which was crucial to ending the conflict in the region after the violent and non-consensual dissolution of former Yugoslavia, are, with their presence, the catalysts of democratic processes, an important factor for regional stability. When it comes to what the United States did for Albanians and the region during the last 2 decades, the activity of the National Albanian American Council occupies a place that deserves respect. My dear compatriots, this place has arrived here where it is thanks to freedom, because it has relied on social equality before the law, the possibility which every citizen enjoys in regard to reaching the highest peaks up to the position of the first citizens of the country, is at the core of this country's development and the guarantee for the future. The Albanians of America have shown admirable capacities in terms of benefiting from the opportunities offered by freedom and democracy to make the American dream a reality. However, no matter how successful, they never forgotten their Albanian roots. On the contrary, they made available to their nation of origin the mental energies, intellectual skills, the opportunities that the American democracy provides, and their financial resources. Here, we have tonight among us lots of prominent figures. I'd like to mention some of them. Harry Baraktarit, Richard Luca, Nicola Pan, and relatives of the late Anthony Athens. They are just a few of the large number of prominent personalities of the diaspora who have developed with their work and activity success stories for themselves and their families, who have contributed to the community to the nation and to the image of the Albanians. Honoring them, what they had done is the mandatory minimum that we can do. Faleminderit. Starting this awarding ceremony, let me, on my personal behalf and on behalf of my country, to extend such special thanks and grateful to Congressman Elliot Engel for his presence here. Thank you very much, Mr. Congressman. Very special thanks and grateful for Russian Tiru and very effectively for offering such work.
Presidenti i Republikës I jep Këshillit Kombëtar Shqiptaro Amerikan dekoratën Gjergj Kastrioti Skënderbeu në motivacionin dhe mirënjohjen e veprimtarisë së spikatur për të bërë të njohur çështjet shqiptare në Shtetet e Bashkuara të Amerikës, për përfaqësimin dhe përkushtimin të interesave të qytetarëve shqiptaro-amerikanë dhe për kontributin efikas në forcimin e miqësisë së marrëdhënieve përmjet I popujve tanë. Numri I dekretit 8721 bërë në Tiranë në 19 shtator 2014, Presidenti I Republikës Bujar Nishani.
The Republic of Albania, the President of the Republic, awards the George Kastrioti Skënderbeu Medal to the National Albanian American Council, in gratitude of the distinguished activity to make known the cause of the Albanians in the United States, to represent with commitment the interests of the Albanian American citizens, and for the efficient contribution provided to strengthen the friendship and relations between our two peoples. Number of Decree 87/2021, Tirana, on 19th of September 2014. The President of the Republic, Bujar Nishani.
Let us see that, Abni. Open it, please.
Well, there's certainly no greater honor in the world than to receive this remarkable award from the President of Albania, and we're deeply honored. So, on behalf of our board members, our Chairman Martin Shkreli, Vice Chairman Ilya Russi, Harry Barakari, who's also being honored tonight, Fadil Berisha and Halil Mulaj, we are profoundly grateful and honored to receive this award. I also want to congratulate the other honorees. You know, for me, growing up in the United States, I wasn't really conscious about Albanian issues, and Nicholas Pan was one of those people who I read and really awakened that consciousness, so I want to thank him and congratulate him for his award. And to congratulate Richard Lukai, who was also former NAC chairman, remains active, so I congratulate him. And of course, the one story that I'd like to tell is that when we went to Rambouillet, we were sort of stuck outside and didn't understand what was going on the inside. And I remember we met in a coffee shop with Ambassador Morton Bromwitz, who said to us, the agreement is not great, but in the end, Kosovo will be independent. And I remember we went inside that wall and we met the Albanian delegation. And we could see the stress in their face, and we let them know that we would not let them down and we would continue to support them. And the other story that I would like to tell is, about a month after the war ended in Kosovo, along with Congressman Elliot Engel and with Congresswoman Sue Kelly, we took a bus tour. And I remember Anthony Antonas, and I was deeply honored to be his adopted son for that entire 2-week trip. I got to sleep with him in the same room and got to listen to him, and it was a time I will never forget. But I would like to share with the fact that when we went through Pristina and we saw the devastation in Kosovo, but nothing prepared us to pay it. You can see the devastation in pain, and it was that moment that changed my life, and I, at that moment, saw that I would always remain involved in Albanian issues. And so, to receive this award on behalf of my colleagues is a deep honor. I congratulate the President, I congratulate the honorees. Thank you very much.
Presidenti Republikës, i jep Anton Athanas pas vdekjes dekoratën Nderi i Kombit dhe motivacione. Figure e shquar e komunitetit shqiptar amerikan që mbështeti i papërsyër aktivitetin e Federatës Panshqiptare të Amerikës Vatra, lobuesit të parrodhur të Shqipërisë në Shtetet e Bashkuara të Amerikës dhe biznesmenit të suksesshëm që promovoi imazhin e bashkëkombësve të tij. Numri i dekretit 8716 i bërë në Tiranë në 19 shtator 2014, Presidenti i Republikës Bujar Nishani.
The President of the Republic awards the nation's honor medal to Anton Athanas posthumously, to the distinguished figure of the Albanian American community who unsparingly supported the activity of VATA, the Pan-Albanian Federation of America. With tireless efforts of Albania in the United States and with a successful businessman who promoted the image of his compatriots. Number of Decree 8716, Tirana, 19th of September 2014. The President of the Republic, Bujar Nishani.
Presidenti i Republikës, i jep Zotit Nikolas Pano dekoratën Nderi i Kombit. Personalitetit të shkruar të botës akademike, në linjoje për mbështetjen e spikatur në çështjes kombëtare dhe zhvillimeve demokratike në Shqipëri. Numri i dekretit 8722, Tiranë, 19 shtator 2014, Presidenti i Republikës Bujar Nishani.
The President of the Republic awards the nation's honor medal to Mr. Nicolas Pano, to the distinguished personality of the academic world, in recognition and gratitude of his notable support provided to the national cause and democratic developments in Albania. Number of Decree 8722, Tirana, 19th of September 2014. The President of the Republic, Bujar Nishani.
Ka drejtësia e zemrës, ju falenderoj ju sot President për këtë nderim që na keni dhënë sonte, jam shumë mirënjohës. Me gjithë që jam lindur këtu në Amerikë, Shqipërinë e kam në zemër, sonte e kam krevati, kuriozi, Shqipërinë e kam patur në zemër, e kam në zemër edhe do ta kem në zemër gjithë ta ditën e fundit. Jam shumë mirënjohës edhe shpresoj që këto përpjekje që kemi bërë për demokraci dhe për parim në Shqipëri do të realizohen kind për kind.
Presidenti i Republikës, i jep Zotit Bayraktari dekoratën Nderi i Kombit. Për motivacionin, një ndër figurat më të shquara të komunitetit shqiptar amerikan, veprimtari panodhur për çështjen shqiptare, në mes të vyer në afrimimin e Shqipërisë, Kosovës dhe vlerave tona kombëtare në Shtetet e Bashkuara të Amerikës. Numri i dekretit 8719, Tiranë, 19 shtator 2014, Presidenti i Republikës Bujar Nishani.
The President of the Republic awards the nation's honor medal to Mr. Bayraktari, to one of the most distinguished figures of the Albanian American community, to the tireless activist of the Albanian cause, who has provided precious help in the affirmation of Albania, Kosovo, and our national values in the United States. Number of Decree 8719, Tirana on 19th of September 2014. The President of the Republic, Bujar Nishani.
Mr. President, Volunteering, I am honored tonight to receive this medal, and on behalf of myself and my family, thank you. I want to also thank everyone for being here tonight with us, especially our friend Congressman Elliot Engel. Thank you, Congressman. Look where the Albanian nation has come in the last 25 years. We have achieved more in the last 25 years than the last 100 years. Albania is a democratic nation, member of NATO, candidate for EU. Kosovo is a free and independent nation. The Albanian people in Macedonia, in Montenegro, and Preševa Valley, they continue to fight and work very hard for their human rights, political rights, and freedom. This is a wonderful, wonderful time for the Albanian nation. I am also honored tonight because I've been honored with Anthony Athanas. Anthony Athanas was a great figure in our community, was a legend in our community, and a good friend. And thank you, Mr. President, for that honor. It is a great honor to be with him. I also want to congratulate all the honorees, National Albanian American Council, Richard Luca and Professor Pana, for all the work that they have done, and I'm hoping all the work that they will continue to do for the Albanian nation. God bless the Albanian nation, God bless America, and thank you, Mr. President.
Presidenti i Republikës i jep Zotit Richard Luka dekoratën Nderi Kondit për motivacionin. Për veturat e veçanta si drejtues i komunitetit shqiptar amerikan, si avokat i shquar për çështjet shqiptare dhe për zhvillimin demokratik në Shqipëri, për mbështetjen e arsimit shqiptar. Filantropist i spikator në mbështetjen e fëmijëve, arsimit dhe çështjeve të gruas. Dhe promovues i imazhit të shqiptarëve fal një karriere të pasur me sukses. Numri dekretit 8723 i bërë në Tiranë 19 shtator 2014, Presidenti i Republikës Bujar Nishani.
In recognition of special merits displayed as a leader of the Albanian American community, as a distinguished advocate of the Albanian cause and democratic developments in Albania, and of supporting the Albanian education as well. He was a distinguished philanthropist who supported children, education, and women's causes, and to the promoter of Albania's image, thanks to his rich and successful career. Number of Decree 8723, Tirana on 19th of September 2014. The President of the Republic, Bujar Nishani.
I don't think anything in life actually prepares you for what to say under this circumstance. First of all, congratulate all the honorees and distinguished guests and folks who I have much to share this recognition with, as much of what I'm honored to receive this award for. I get together with many of the honorees here tonight and many of you in the audience, so I dedicate this to all of you. What really moved me a minute ago was Harry's comment about Anthony Athanas. I could go on about every one of the honorees tonight, and there are many contributions, but something about Anthony Athanas resonated with me because I remember how I first met him. Now, I had been stalking him for many years and going to his restaurant in Boston and going to various events and watching what he did for our greater community. But one day I was giving a small talk to a group of refugees from Kosovo who were doing a Saturday seminar to get oriented in their new home in Boston. And Anthony Athenas walked up to me and he says, "I've been looking to meet Richard Dukai for a long time." And I was utterly shocked and humiliated in some ways by virtue of the fact that I had avoided a direct contact for so long. Because he was that big a figure to me and that big of a role model, and I just wish I'd known him longer and had more time with him. Likewise, I'm utterly humiliated here tonight in the sense that when I hear the words Milady Komnik attached to me, I carry a big weight and a massive responsibility. And I hope to live up to that branding. I don't know how it came to be that I was decorated here today, but I thank all of those who worked with me, who have supported many things that I've cared deeply about. And I'm grateful for what we've accomplished so far and hope that we're only getting started. And one last note is sometimes it's easy to recognize the contributions and sacrifices that people make when they're making them in a visible forum. But the lost sacrifice that sometimes is underappreciated and undervalued is the people that you're not with when you're doing the things that you're doing. And I want to thank my parents for not being as available a son as I would have liked to have been. My siblings, who always humble me because they're better looking, younger, and more talented than I am. But nonetheless, I was not always the most available brother to them. My wife and children, who endure me somehow because they actually do see more of me than the rest. But I'm grateful to them for understanding that all of us is worthwhile, and for all of you being here today and showing how important what we do is, and for the President for decorating us as a group. In some ways, it's decorating all of us here because the things we're doing really do matter. Thank you all.
Richard. At this stage, I would like to ask Congressman Engel to say a few words.
Thank you very much, and good evening, everybody. The President was giving out medals at the last NAP dinner. He handed me a beautiful medal. You'll have to visit my office in Washington because it's hanging right on the wall in my office, very, very prominently, very close to my heart. My friend, Senator Mark Joe and I was walking in. I took a look and I said, "Gee, it's so beautiful here. I'm glad it's Russian tea room. I'm glad the Albanians are taking over the Russians instead of the other way around." But I'm just delighted to be here. I want to congratulate all the honorees, all wonderful honorees. I want to, of course, single out my dear and best friend, Harry Karatari, who really taught me all I know about the Albanian cause when I was elected in 1988, that very first year, 1989. He came into my office. I didn't know him. He gave me a little education about Kosovo and Albania and what was happening, and the things that we've all done together are really just a highlight of my 26 years in the United States House of Representatives, and now that I'm ranking member on the Foreign Affairs Committee, you can be sure that Albania, Kosovo, and whoever Albanians are is always near and dear to my heart, and the committee will certainly be there and be monitoring and watching things. So let me just again thank everybody here. There's so many friends. There's my friend Halil here, and so many good people. Richard, congratulations. The community has really come such a long, long way, but even more importantly, Albania and Kosovo has come such a long, long way. And it's really because this great diaspora we have here in the United States has worked so hard and really made so much progress. One last thing. NATO is in a crisis now. We see what's happening with Ukraine. We see what's happening with some of the Baltic countries. And God was I think, looking over the Albanians in 1999 because it was the perfect storm when Kosovo happened. because NATO was ready to move and intervene. And one of the things that I have seen in the past months or so is NATO has not been as willing to do right the way it was in 1999. So it was the perfect storm, and thankfully NATO stood up and met the challenge to help the Albanian cause in the fight for freedom in Kosovo in 1999. So again, I want to thank all of you, Mr. President. You know you're always welcome in the United States, and the ties between the American people and the Albanian people will always endure. Thank you.
Again, I'm not going to my second speech. But just few words as remarks. I'm feeling so happy and proud and humbled that together with my wife Odette and my staff and the people from the Albanian Mission to the United Nations are here among you. We are so thankful for your time shared with us in such a very much important issue at the moment, and as for myself. I would like just to keep this tradition now, starting by the office of the President of Albania, to extend our grateful through different medals and honors and for different figures and prominent American Albanian here. We are so happy and feel good having so many and prominent individuals such as Albanian Americans in the United States. But we feel free to say that we do not have only the Albanian Americans here, but as I said, we feel free to say that we have some American Albanians. So, because, for example, Congressman Engel, to whom I would like to wish tonight Happy New Year, as the Jewish New Year starts now, but also to consider him as even Albanian also. And the other friends such Mr. Granov, Mike Granov, who is a very close friend and contributors to Albanian democracy and Albanian economy through the Albanian American Fund and Foundation. And some others that are among us, like Mark Johnny and the others. Sorry for not mentioning everybody of you in this room. But once again, thank you so much for being here tonight. Wish you all the best to your families, to your career, and your future. And I'd like to see as a common future, as we are considering even our future so strongly connected with the United States as our greatest, main strategic ally and friend. Thank you once again for being here.